Welcome to JED's Journal Podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Now here's your host, Jim Deedlow.
Matlock!
Let me just say, Jed, I guess sometimes you wonder, and a lot of people wonder who listen to the radio, WJOB. Matter of fact, I ran into some. They come through, say, Matlock, I hear you, and I know what you're saying is the truth. But those people don't, I don't know who they talk about, I guess mega Republicans don't like you. But we like you. I said, why don't you call in and you can say you like what you, oh, well, we're afraid to say that. And so I continue to speak about things that affect our community. We're looking at the big, triple B, big, beautiful bill. Now, Trump, it reminds me of this guy went to Guyana. He was feeding the Kool-Aid, and he killed all of them and ended up killing himself. Jim Jones, I believe, was his name, right?
Yeah, he was from Indianapolis.
So Donald Trump reminds me of Jim Jones. And people are drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm saying, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think I told you on this program, I said, look, he is the president of the United States. I hope that he's do well. But right now, my understanding, I talked to these people. Matter of fact, the guy came through here. He said, I listen to WJOB. He bought a couple of watermelons for me, and he said, I like what you're saying. I think he talked about this cryptocurrency all the time. And he said, just tell it his name. He gave me his name. But I said, okay, I heard you talk about that cryptocurrency, and a lot of times you be trying to educate people. But I think what they were saying that right now, Donald Trump is basically we're going to get so many thousand people, these people in this country. Well, if they're doing good, why leave them alone? Why this whole thing, and it makes me a little upset about it. And I think sometimes you have to sound the alarm. You don't care. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. Some of those people wouldn't vote for me if I was running for dog catcher. But I'm just simply saying that right now, sometimes they don't want to hear the truth. But if you are poor, and most of the people who depend on Medicare and Medicaid, I'm not saying this, my doctor's saying this, that right now they're in jeopardy of just having to die rather than live because this big, beautiful bill. I don't know what you mean, big, beautiful bill. I heard you talking briefly about that big, beautiful bill. So I'm just simply saying that right now, it is not good in America right now.
All right, Ron. Okay, let's stop right there. It's not good in America. But here is the question, and I ask Weezer, who comes in here and does his Democratic policy, I'm like, what's your freaking plan, dude? What's your plan? Well, in your mind, what should Democrats be doing right now?
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think they ought to be doing. They ought to let the Republicans keep on doing what they're doing. In midterm election next year, we have people running, and and right now they're worried. The Republicans are worried that we might take over control of the House. Maybe not the Senate, but it might come close in the Senate. And because when these people get hit hard and see what Trump is doing to them, it affects all of us. It has nothing to do with the pigmentation of one's skin, okay?
But you see, that was what I was just talking about, Ron, is that you are giving the Democratic line that you're going back to public policy that people, it's going to hurt them, and that they're going to be mad, and they're not going to vote for Trump, and they're going to switch over and vote for a Democrat. And to me, that has been proven patently wrong, in that people will actually support things that are against their own good if they can be with Trump. Like this big, beautiful bill is horrible for poor people or people that are on any kind of assistance, including Social Security, which is assistance. And
let's not go with the past, Jed. This is totally unprecedented that anything that happened in this country. So right now, we've never had a president like this, in my opinion, in terms of what he's doing. And it's really all about Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump really, if it came to him or some of his relatives, and of course Mary Trump talks about him, how he stole from them and they didn't get anything. That's his niece. And right now, Why you think they are being silent? You don't hear Donald Jr. and all those people coming out. You know, they probably saying, "Daddy, you need to shut your mouth." You know.
No. I disagree with you entirely. Here's what I think. First of all, this is completely engineered. If you start to look at what all of the tactics that are going on, and they're not saying that at all. They're saying, get as crazy as you can. Because that's what the American people want. They want someone that's going to get out there. Maybe it's crazy, maybe it's not. But they want someone that is A, entertaining, and B, is a strong-willed person. And so they don't even know what the policies are a lot of times.
Well, Jim, if that is the case, why is this is totally unprecedented that a call across America, people, hundreds of thousands, millions of people are out in the streets. And so those same people, like you say, they voted for Donald Trump, but they didn't believe what he said. If he told you something, you need to believe him the first time. You can't change this. It's terrible. And big. How he craft these things, big beautiful bill. Now, come on, JED, do you believe that's a big beautiful bill for the majority of people? Do you believe it? I'm just asking you as an individual.
Absolutely. For the majority of people that are listening to this, except for maybe some really rich people, it is going to be very damaging. And I think
that's my point.
Listen, right? I was reading last night. Hold on, you asked me a question. I was reading last night. I'm like, well, how much is the new policies and the tariffs and all of that going to cost the average Hoosier? Okay? So forget the big, beautiful bill and Medicare and all of the cuts there. Just the tariffs are being are estimated to cost the average Hoosier family $2,400. In higher costs of goods.
They didn't hear you. Say that again. They didn't
$2,400 for the average family. And now it's already been about an extra $300 or $400 that the average family has paid, but they haven't seen it yet. And the average cost to the person who's on Medicare and on other assistance is going to be astronomical in the amount of people that are going to come off of Medicare under this bill. Now, I think what's going to happen, in my mind, is that people will get so really angry that they will, mitigate some of that in the incoming years. And the same thing will happen here in Indiana as Braun has taken so much backlash over all these tax cuts that's going to, hurt municipalities, that they're going to have to walk some of this stuff back. But right now, you're talking like a regular Democrat, Matlock. You're all angry, but you don't have a plan. You're all angry with no plan.
Hold on. The plan is, again, you didn't hear me. Just listen. You didn't hear me. The plan is, let them keep doing what they're doing. I think the Democrats, they just be silent right now. Just let them do what they're doing. And this big, beautiful bill, this Medicare, Medicaid, and my doctor told me, he's a pretty smart guy. He said we might have to shut down some nursing homes, and they don't care whether you about your health and stuff like that. And they're about, as you say, the rich and powerful, meaning not rich, meaning billionaires. They are right now. In terms of serving, that's who he's serving. He's one of them. I mean, he has pimped the public in terms of anything from gym shoes to Bibles, anything, and getting richer. And people sometimes, but I want to, in conclusion here, let me just say this. I want to hear some of those conservatives people who holler every day, and we know a lot of those people who work every day and they work hard and they're decent people. They somehow love Trump. But they never see, you would never get on this radio and say, I've been hurt. Maybe my groceries are going higher because I sell watermelons. And right now, because of the tariffs, we get a lot of watermelons from Mexico. I don't know if you know it or not. And right now, they saying that they jacking up the price. So naturally, I have to use a little bit more. I can't use this thing cost loss leader. I can't use this loss leader as an example, meaning selling below the price that I paid for them. So I'm just saying you have to really understand this, and I truly understand a lot of how government work. I'm telling you, it might sound like I'm not putting it in the right spirit, but I'm just telling you that right now, let's see what I want to hear. All those people who call in and say they did them. I want them to tell us this morning that they like what he's doing. With that, I'm going to conclude and let you go.
First of all, Ron, nobody questions your depth of knowledge and experience. Whether they think they hate what you're saying or they agree what you're saying, they understand your competence. But at this juncture, I feel like I'm talking to Jim Weezer again, and that is just like I listened to his last podcast, Weezer. It's just he was really angry, and I've just brought it out of him, kind of like I'm bringing it out of you, and it was kind of it was beautiful. But in the end, I don't hear a solution. The Republicans had a solution. They got a Messiah. And you say, oh, they're probably telling them not to say, goofy things and kind of crazy things. No, they're ginning them up. They're like, the more you do that, the more people are attracted to you. Here's a good example. Right now, with all of this Epstein thing, 70% of people think that they're hiding something. And they are hiding something. And in my mind, something's in those files they don't want people to see. I don't know what it is. But even though most Republicans believe that they're hiding something, Trump's approval rating amongst Republicans has gone higher. So you gotta take the data as it comes in and believe it, man.
What about these radio stations like you all? Are you aware that right now they're trying to shut down these stations if you don't go along with Trump? Are you aware of that?
I've seen some of
freedom of speech.
It's not a thing yet. It is just kind of a thought. And yes, there could be a point. Yes, I get it. Because yes, when we're sitting here and somebody calls in and they're pro-Trump and they talk, and oh yeah, that's great. That goes along with the program. But then someone like you calls in and gives the other side. Now, will people eventually try to have control of that? I can't see that. I really want to just make it clear that I would really rather just lay down and have somebody throw me in jail than have me tell me that we can't sit here and speak openly.
I love people, so I don't care whether they're Democrat or Republican. I love people, and I'm sorry if I make it say, why would you love people who don't love you? I love people because I'm a godly person, okay? I'm a churchgoer, but I don't like what I'm hearing, and I'm going to say it. And people say, well, why do you call it? Jed, I'm the only African American that calls your station, I believe, in terms of comment. And that ought to be something showing you that I don't run from stuff that the haters, I don't run from that. I want to deal with it. And sometimes I was talking to Marion Williams the other day. Marion said, well, why you don't call my station like you said? I said, I'm busy calling WJOB. Well, those people don't agree with you. They don't like you. That's okay. That's okay.
Now you're making me motivated to buy Marion's station even more.
No. Just put somebody who look like me on your radio station, like Burley.
Hey, listen. First of all, this happened not too long ago. I was out, and a guy came up to me and said, "Hey, you don't know who I am, do you?" I go, "No, man, but your voice is familiar." He goes, "I'm so and so," and I'm like, I'm looking at him. I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You didn't think I was a black guy, did you?" So there is a longtime caller that you would never think is a black guy.
Gloria Lynn used to go at you time and time again. Bless her sweetheart. I think you had a funeral memorial.
I miss her dearly. I mean, you weren't as much as big a part as Gloria was at that time, and Walt, and they would argue back and forth. Yeah. Gloria would call in, and then Walt would call in. But when it really came down to it, Gloria and Walt were very similar in their attitude toward taking personal responsibility for your actions and for your choices. And it's kind of weird. These people that were from both sides they agreed on this one major thing. Hey, I got to go. There's a bunch of other people. Talk to you, Matlock. I love talking to you, buddy. See you.
You too, dude. Likewise.
Hey, you're on the air. This is not Marion Williams' radio station. Go ahead.
I just want to say I stopped by to see Ron on the weekend. If anybody wants a real region experience, go buy some of his watermelons. Absolutely killer watermelons. I actually broke my keto fasting regimen to have some of his watermelons. Worth every penny. Nice guy. Great to talk to. And, the solution is unity. And it's coming, Jed, trust me. And it's going to be an event very shortly that makes COVID look like kindergarten. Look, I am one of the callers you talked about that everyone needs to know, if they don't already, I am not a Democrat. And I am not a Republican. I refuse to sell out as an American by choosing the lesser of two evils, okay? But, wait, real quick, two things. Coming from a 28-year-old tech veteran and a guy who ran one of the first BBS boards here in the region, back before the internet was even available, I did it from a ColecoVision computer and a Commodore 64 with my own number. Okay, and I call into different radio stations all across the United States. And if you guys are dreaming of having some kind of tech podcast, you have to get the TuneIn Radio app working first. Period. You have to get that working. Okay.
Well, let's address that.
Oh, go ahead.
We're having to split our TV network and our regular network because there's so much demand, and so I am basically doing some major things to make sure that WJOB by August 15th, when school starts, is where it needs to be for the next 5 or so years. So give me a break for about 2.5, 3 weeks, and I will redo this whole system. It'll even be up to Chuck Pullen's standards, who hates the way I do things.
Good.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
That's okay. Chuck's an engineer, and you got to go by protocol. And I just want to say that I will lend my hand as well, and if you need any other kind of outside opinion, I'm there. But here's the one thing you have to do. You have to hold a segment on cryptocurrency. Don't even bother if you don't. And the reason why is because you don't need some punk graduate in there with some megaphone from Reddit. Okay? Nobody's going to care about that stuff anymore very quickly. There is no turning back. Cryptocurrency is here. And I know everybody was distracted by the Epstein thing and everything else. But did you know that our Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, is possibly going to resign today? Scott Bessent, our Secretary of Treasury,
I don't know if they're going to resign or they're going to try to fire him.
Yeah, well, he's going to get investigated for a $2-point-something billion renovation of the Fed. Look, it's over, people. And why everyone is freaking out so much and no one wants to mention this, and I waited to the last second because no one would believe me, no matter what I keep saying for the last 7 years on this topic. Our elections are going to change forever due to these 3 bills that just passed. The anti-CBDC bill, the the bills that are going into the Senate to be discussed, the anti-CBDC Surveillance Act, the Digital Asset Clarity Act, and the Genius Act. And why they are going to change our elections is because the Federal Reserve was the only person or only entity that was allowed to print money, and they were the only ones that were allowed to control the money that went into the elections. And now everybody can print money and affect the election. I can print my own currency. WJOB can have their own currency. Everyone can have their own currency because it's 7 a.m. and you're listening to WJOB 104.7 FM and 12:30 a.m. And now I'll continue my rant in Hammond. Now, these are going to give the people an ability like myself that doesn't have any choice between the two evils to get rid of those two evils by investing my cryptocurrency into elections. And I just beg everyone to take a look at this because this big, beautiful bill is going to look like a cakewalk compared to the next 3 that are coming through. The Genius Act, the Anti-CBD Surveillance Act, and the Digital Asset Clarity Act. It's all changed, people. You can't hear me anymore. It doesn't bother listening to me.
And one more thing. Slow down for 1 second. There's one word I want to pick out that you said. Okay?
Sure. Yep.
First of all, I'm going to make a public apology to you. Okay? And the public apology is that sometimes you would call in. I remember once I had Mervan in and you called in and he didn't really even know what cryptocurrency was at the time. This was years ago. And a lot of times I'll have some big names on, and you'll call in and ask them about it, and I'd be like, "Come on, man, we got a lot of other things to talk about." And I would kind of poo-poo you, and you know this. And I apologize for that because now crypto. I agree with everything that you had to say about cryptocurrency and it taking over our monetary system. And I'm apologizing to you. I poo-pooed you, and I should not have done it at the time. I should have let you have your cracks at all the leaders who come in here about cryptocurrency, because it's here to stay, and it's probably going to be how we pay for things one generation from now.
It will be, and it's okay. I appreciate your apology, but really, I wasn't a good enough teacher, in my opinion. And that's where I always look back and say, my comedy and my character here maybe not have done a good enough job to explain it, because my heart was always in it for the people of the region to make sure that they understood that this was coming. And I can appreciate you gave me a platform to help everybody. And that's really where my whole act was all this time, is to make sure that everyone realized that this day was coming and warn them to be prepared and not be distracted by, unfortunately, the politics surrounding it, because those people, they continue to try and rule us through force and law. They're the ones that bought it all. They're the ones that told you it was for people of drug dealers and pornographers and basically brainwashed everyone to it. Now they own a ton of it and have a great influence on it. And this was the last place that the people could go for some voice. But there still is hope, and there still is going to be one hell of a run here. And I'm not advising anyone or anything like that, but I'm just saying, please take the time to look into it. If you spent the time and you want WJOB to work and you want the future of JED TV to go, play your part and learn about it and volunteer to help and keep what we got going here a great thing. And that's why I went and saw Matlock the other day when I was coming down Broadway, because 8094 was packed up. And I saw him and I said, hey, you know what? We had a unity thing with Trucker Mike and everything going on. I'm going to go say hi to Ron, because you know what? I know he's a smart guy, and I know he thinks just like I do, because we all come from the heart. And that's really what we're all trying to do, is better each other. And I said, you know what? We're all going to get everybody together. I'm going caller to caller. I'm going to hunt you down, because you're all easy to find. I got news for you. And we're all going to do a show, and I'm paying for it. And I want to be the mediator, and it's going to be fun as hell. And it's going to be the middle guy in the middle calling all you out on your political rhetoric. So anyway, thanks, Chad. I appreciate it, man. It's been a great morning and a great show. And keep it up, dude. You're doing a good job. You really are.
Thanks. There's a history was made there. I apologize to you, and you said I was doing a good job. Let's go to the next caller. Let's hold that moment in history. Are you going to make me go to a break now? I don't know.
No, you're fine, because I have to find better non-copyrighted music before we go live on YouTube. So you have time.
You know, here when I come in the morning and I say my stupid words and sounds and all that, and then I let people talk for like 10 minutes at a time, all of the things that you and Joe Cimino and Matt Kaufman and Kemper Fain don't allow me to do. So now basically I have to do a real radio, TV morning show, right? Isn't that how this works?
I mean, not so much. It has. I think that it's still real. It's just more so. We just can't play music.
Right.
Everything else can stay the same.
Hold on, I got a question for you.
Yes.
How long before you're going to tell me to
take a break?
Brush my hair.
See, I didn't notice that until now. So
why is it sticking straight up? Is it the humidity or what? I don't know.
There's no humidity right now.
You know what it is? I got up early and I went for a swim this morning at the Y down the way. Mm-hmm. You know, this Y down here has changed the quality of my life. I get up early. I can go there, throw some weights around for 20 minutes, swim for 15, and not have to take a shower and throw some clothes on. And it's like a 50-minute process. And it's one of the nicest facilities in America for working out and for swimming. And
Jimmy, I don't mean to interrupt.
We went to the next caller.
That thing is a pool. It's not a shower.
No, you could just take a swim. Why would I shower after I swam?
You shower before you go in the pool.
Yeah, I do that. I just don't shower after.
Little pig.
I shower before, but why would you shower after going in the pool?
Get the chlorine off.
You shower before.
I do. There's a little shower as you walk in the pool. I get wet. I get in the water, and I start swimming. But why would I shower after? I love the feel of chlorine on my skin and in my hair. Look at, if you guys are watching on JED TV, my hair's standing straight up because of the chlorine, but I really don't care. I like the feel of chlorine on my body.
Caramba.
What's on your mind?
Hey, listen.
What's wrong with your
Jimmy,
voice?
Yeah, it's a little scratchy. I don't know why. It is what it is, though. Hey, first of all, the guy who's running for mayor of New York.
Mamdani?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a socialist jihadist.
Doesn't matter.
Make no mistake. I cannot wait till they vote that guy in. Going to be fantastic. Now, Bradley just got on the phone. He told me 2 days ago the Federal Reserve was over, and that Powell. He said Powell's going to resign maybe today, right? I got $5,000 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Powell is never resigning. How much crypto you got, Jimmy? You flipping crypto at all? Got any meme coins going?
I don't have enough to buy a whole crypto, but I don't mind buying a little portion here and there.
And what are you going to do with it?
I don't know. It just looks cool to watch.
Well, it's like a pet rock. Same thing, right?
Yeah, if someone will buy your pet rock, then it's worth some more. I don't know. I own like about, maybe $3,000 worth of a portion of it. And part of that is I don't trade, as you well know. I'm a trading addict. But I just wanted to see what happens to crypto. This guy who calls in all the time was like, he's been the crypto guru for a while. And then all of a sudden our own president's into crypto and making billions of dollars out of it. If it's good enough for Trump, it's good enough for me.
Oh, now you're on the program, huh?
No. I can't be on anybody's program because I always forget which team I'm on. So I just don't get on any teams. But anyways, what's up? What's on your mind?
Well, just a little word about you and your buddy Matlock, and talking about this big beautiful bill gonna kill everybody. The poor are gonna be poor. Nothing of the kind, Jimmy. The only thing that's gonna happen in Medicaid is they're taking all the illegals off, which they should, and then a whole bunch of people who are fraudulently collecting Medicaid. A lot of people.
Well, that's not the projections by the Office of Management and Budget. They're talking about tens of millions of people that are going to come off that aren't illegal or undocumented or criminals at all. And that's not me saying that. That's just a supposedly independent analysis by our own government.
Right. It's a whole bunch of people who worked there forever. A bunch of Democrats with lifetime jobs in the government. No big deal.
So that is typical of you, though. Whenever a part of a story doesn't jive with your story, you just denounce the source of the information. And it's actually a very powerful tactic. But I mean, at some point, it just doesn't work. But go ahead.
Well, I'll give you two things. When Trump started with the tariffs, we were told the global economy was going to crash and burn. Yeah, that hasn't happened. When Trump bombed Iran, we were told we were entering World War III. The whole place is going to be on fire. Everybody's going to go to war. Hasn't happened. I just stick with the facts, Jimmy. When my voice recovers, I'll call you tomorrow.
All right, thanks a lot. Hey, we do have to take a break because Adriana Alvarez is here, and whoever taught her how to produce a show is whatever. Now I gotta take a break, and I just want to screw around. So let's screw around a little bit more after this on the Voice and Face of the Region.
You've been listening to JED's Journal podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Thank you for listening.